Tom Eaton here for Seconds Out, joined by trainer Dave Coldwell. How are we getting on, Dave?
I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Yeah, really good, thanks, mate. So, talk to me regarding Hopey Price. What's the plans for him this year, assuming he comes through this challenge on Saturday?
I just want to get Saturday out of the way. We're coming off he had a bad back injury that's put him out a little bit, derailed the progress a little bit. So it's just good to get him back out. It's a step up, 18-3. He's a very, very tough fighter, here to win. We're all a little bit shocked. Hope is massive for the weight, but you kind of forget that until he's back around in the company of people his own weight. And watching the footage, his opponent looked as though I thought, he's going to be quite tall and rangy, because everybody that he's been fighting is quite small. And then we're seeing him squaring off, and you just see the size of him. It's like, oh my god. So yeah, we're just looking forward to getting Opie back out, showing a little bit more of a progression. Every fight that he has, I want him to show progression, and then we move on to bigger things. I want to just get him back active, get a couple of more fights after this one for this year, and moving towards your Commonwealth, your British titles, things like that. I'd like him to fight for an English title next. That wouldn't be out of the realm sort of possibilities.
This week we've also learnt of the departure of Lerrone Richards from Matchroom. Just curious of the reasoning behind that and what the next step in his career may be.
I don't manage him, so I'm still waiting on finding out what the next step's going to be. But sometimes things don't work out, and it didn't work out for Lerrone with Matchroom. Matchroom are fantastic at what they do. Lerrone's fantastic at what he does, but it just didn't blend and it didn't match up. Lerrone needs to be active, and he needs opportunities, and so that's what hopefully he finds moving forward.
A couple of weeks out from the big one now, what are we expecting from Usyk versus Joshua 2? A lot of people are asking what AJ needs to do next, but what do you think Usyk should be doing in the rematch?
I can't wait for that fight. First of all, I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be a great fight. I actually think it's going to be even better than the first one. The first one was a good fight, but it was a little bit where I think Usyk was surprised at how easy it was, and I think AJ was overthinking things. Usyk's a man that can adapt to any style and any sort of situation. Where he boxes, who he boxes, makes no difference to him. He'll go out there and do what he feels that he needs to do, and mentally and intellect-wise, he's right up there. So nobody knows how he can put you under pressure, or he can box on the back foot and giving you angles. That's his choice and what he chooses to do, depending on how he feels that is the best approach for a fight. Also, just because somebody's in a fight for 6 rounds with him doesn't mean that it's not taking a toll on him. He's the one that's comfortable doing that. You have to take him out of his comfort zone. You have to make him feel uncomfortable. You have to make him do more things that he doesn't want to do. And that's on AJ to do that and use his capabilities, because AJ is a very talented fighter, very underestimated fighter. You don't achieve what he's done in the sport without being a good fighter.
Another couple of rumoured heavyweight clashes at the moment, Dillian Whyte versus Daniel Dubois, as well as Joyce versus Joseph Parker. Do you think those fights make sense for each of the 4 men involved at this point in their respective careers?
I heard something about Joyce against was it Parker? Mate, what a fight! I hope that I don't know if it's made, done, whatever. Somebody told me something about it yesterday. If that's done, that's a wicked fight. I would like to go to see that fight. A really good. With Joyce, we see him, and every time we see him, we just think, he gets it. He's so slow. He gets it, but he keeps winning. He's very, very effective at what he does, and he's got this unbelievable toughness. Joseph Parker, for me, under Andy Lee and the team there, he's looking brilliant. He's improving. His confidence is there, but his ability, his boxing IQ's increasing. He's delivering his punches far better. That's a really good matchup, and it's not one that I know who's going to win, so it's a real good fight. What's the other one? Dillian Whyte and Daniel Dubois. Good fight for Daniel Dubois at stage of careers. Not really one. I suppose because Dubois got a WA regular, so it kind of makes sense for Dillian now. Yeah, I suppose. But in terms of it's one of those fights where the younger fighter is going to want to use the older fighter's name for his record, for his experience. But like I said, you forget he's got the WBA regular, so it gives Dillian an opportunity to get a version, although it's a minor version of a fragmented world title. But yeah, it's a good fight, a great fight.
Finally, we could see another mega fight in the form of Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank Jr, which is hopefully going to be announced soon. How do you think the fighters will deal with the rumoured catch weight of 156?
If it gets agreed, then they're happy with it. That's the thing for me, is the catch weight situation. It's how does that work? Is Eubank really going to be strong enough if he comes down to 156, 157? Is there a rehydration clause in it? You've got to see how he's gonna physically be able to cope with that. But Conor Benn jumping up to fight somebody that size as well, he's at a disadvantage as well. It's such a weird, strange fight to make at this stage of the careers, because Conor Benn's looking at breaking into that world level at welterweight, but then he's only young. With Eubank, he's like in his 30s now, still not got into that world level, world mix, and he's chasing this world title, and he's kind of like deviating away from that to take a risk, because if he was to get beat by Conor Benn, what that does for him is far worse than if Conor Benn was to get beat by Eubank. So it's a strange fight, it's an interesting fight, but I'll tell you what, it's a fight that I can't wait to see, because it's it's got excitement written all over it. The build-up's going to be mad. You're going to have the dads back in it. It's going to be kind of like going into a time machine, but in the present, because you've got the kids there. So it's weird.
Can you pick a winner in that fight?
Not really, because I don't know how Eubank's going to be on the scales. Also, style-wise, in my opinion, if Eubank goes with the Roy Jones hybrid style, I think it gives Conor Benn more of a chance of winning. Whereas if Eubank does his old style, where it's based on toughness, strength and work rate, volume coming forward, and if he's strong at the weight, that's a tough ask for Conor. So I don't know, there's so many different permutations. I'll probably make my mind up round one.
Thank you for that, Dave. You've been a legend. Cheers, mate.